Hi guys, welcome to another installment of Oakwood RDBMS DBA Tutor. So what I'll do today is I'm going to show you how to I'm going to show you other WLST commands that you can use with again as you're administering your WebLogic service. So basically, the first thing I'll do is I'm going to take you to how to change your user credentials. And basically, as you can see, it takes many steps. I'm gonna walk you through how to do that, and then I'm gonna take you through how to create a domain, basically from a domain template that you have available. After you install the WebLogic software. So to get started, basically, I need to this is basically how to change the username and password for your WebLogic server. So again, I already have WebLogic server open. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna follow these steps. So first thing to do is I'm gonna cd into this directory. And after that, what I'm gonna do now is if I want the dir command, then basically you can look at the item inside of this directory, right? So my server is currently up and running. So what I want to do is you want to have your server you want to shut your server down before you change your user credentials. So what I do now is I'm just gonna stop my server. So I'm gonna type in stop W logic, and this is gonna stop my server. So that means that if I come to this window and if I refresh, it's gonna give me another message saying that the site is no longer available. So just give it a second. Just try it. Okay. Okay, you just gotta be patient on this one. Ooh, I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So basically, so now the server is off, as you can see. You know, again, it's the same URL that I was using earlier. So what I'll do next is I'm going to change my user credentials now. So I've already run start Weblogic, so now I'm gonna run set domain, as you can see, which is this one. So set domain and okay. And then so now what I'll do is I'm gonna go to the security directory, and I'm gonna rename some of my my files. So uh I will cd into the and I'm already at domain one, so I can just cd into security from here. And if I do there, then basically this is the file I'm looking for, the default authenticator in it. Yes, default authenticator in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rename this file to I'm gonna give it an old I'm gonna append the old an old old just a word to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run move default. So move default. So what I'm doing is I'm moving the file that I have that's currently available to and I'm renaming it to default authenticator init underscore old. So the reason why I'm doing this is sort of a this is a backup copy of my current configuration. So I want to still have it, after I'm done with with changing my credentials, and then if it's successful, then I can go ahead and use my new user credential. If it's not, I have this information to basically to bring with my past configuration, the configuration that I was looking to change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run this command, and then one file was moved. So that means that if I run the dir command again, so now the file is actually default underscore old. So what I'll do next is I'm gonna reset my username and password. So what I'll do is I'm gonna run Java Weblogic security utils. So this is a command that I'll need to that I'll basically that I'll use to assign my new user credentials. So it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna copy this and then paste it. So let me give myself a paste it. And then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in and change. So the new username is gonna be obviously the username that you're gonna be looking to assign to this user, right? So I'm just gonna keep my old username, which is WLST admin, and my new password is actually gonna be uh I don't know Dave 123. Just shout out to get Dave 123. And basically, so you basically what you're doing now, you're just resetting your user credentials. And also just keep in mind, right? So the code the command that I just ran, it has to look this this exactly as as it looks like with a period at the end. So you have to have a dot, and it cannot be next to the password. It has to be you have to leave one space between just one one just leave space between the password, and then before you can place the dot. And if you not do that, then it's not gonna you're gonna keep experiencing errors. So this is this is just just you have to do this to have a successful to have to assign to successfully assign new credentials to to your WebLogic admin server user. So I've just changed my credentials again. So it's Dave 123 and WLST for my username. So what I'll do is I'm gonna change my username inside of my admin server actually. So what I'll do is I'm gonna copy this. So what I'm doing here is I'm sitting into my admin server, as you can see, and I'm gonna go to security. So basically just paste that on here. Okay. And then so what I'll do next is I'm going to run a boot that properties, and with boot that properties, this is the file where I'm gonna be able to I'm going to mod just just change the password or change my user credentials to the ones that I've assigned to this user with this command. So what I'll do is I'm gonna run boot that properties. As you can see, my boot that properties just open. So here, you just have to again. So it's encrypted. But what you need to do is you need to basically just get rid of the encryption of the encrypted credentials, and basically, so the new password is going to be Adam123. Actually, no, Dave. It's Dave123. Dave123, and then of course my username is the same, but I'm just gonna go ahead and change it so you guys can see. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save it and then close it. So now that I've just changed my boot app properties file, right? So what I need to do next is I need to actually just give me 1 second. I'm gonna rename my data folders, right? So if you go into so if I'm in data, I'm in security, right, for my admin server. So if I cd and go back and go into and do and run a data command, so I have this data folder, right? This is a folder where all the information is being kept. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rename the current data folder to old data, and then eventually, so basically, so what's gonna happen is that once I rename this data folder, right? Basically, when I'm starting on a new WebLogic server with new credentials, the data folder is going to be recreated. So and then basically, and that data folder is going to be used. So what I have to do now is I'm just gonna rename this folder as I just showed you. So I want to do a move, and with the move I'm going to basically just I'm gonna copy what I have here, paste it on here. So if you look at what's going on here, so what I'm doing is I'm moving the data here to give myself some space, and I'm renaming it to data underscore old. There you go. And so that means that if I run div, so now as opposed to data, now it says data underscore old. And again, so you can use it as a backup copy if you're not successful in changing your user credentials. So what I have to do now is I'm gonna reboot my admin server. So what I'll do is I am going to just cd into domain and the domain slash bin. So copy this and then paste. And then so what I can do now is I'm gonna run start web logic. Okay, so what I'll do is so after the web logic is started, I'm going to take you through basically how the new objects that are being created, exactly what I told you, as opposed to so the new data folder is going to be created, or a new default authenticator in it that the other file is going to be created. So what I'll do now is I'm just gonna I'm going to copy. Let me see if I can find it. So let me first check. Let me just first confirm this one, right? So I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy this and then go to this directly and find out and see what my current objects are. So as you can see, a new default authenticator in it was created. So that means that I can actually delete the old the one that was from the previous my old user credentials. So just on it down and mark and paste it. There you go. And then so what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna remove my data underscore old, which is actually in this directory. So copy this and del data underscore old. Yes. Okay. If I went there, what just happened? Just give me 1 second. I think it might be this one, but let's try it out. That's what it is. Del data underscore old. Yes, I want to delete it. Okay, so it's being stubborn. What I'll do is I'm just gonna do it manually. I'm gonna do it manually. So I'm gonna come to, and again, I'm gonna come to it's domain one service, and then admin, right? So service, and then admin one, and then data old. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this folder. There you go. Okay. So this is how you change your user credential, right? So currently my server is up and running. So what I do is I'm gonna come back to my Weblogic console, refresh my web page. And while this is going on, so and if you can remember the boot.properties file that I modified earlier. Basically, remember how I changed. They weren't my credentials were encrypted, but basically when I put my new credentials is and they were human readable. If you want to confirm, what I told you earlier, which is basically that as the new admin service started, it started out basically your new credentials are going to be encrypted. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to that directory now. If I can find that one here with that properties. Okay, so I'm gonna cd into this. So cd, and then what do I do? Okay, That's because I have two CDs on there. There you go. So confirm I have boot that properties. So if I want to boot that properties again, to open it, and basically my credentials are now encrypted. So what I have to do is close this file, come to my console, and remember I changed my password, right? So Dave123, and then log in. Let me just make sure. I think it was Dave123, right? So actually it was Dave. It looks like it was Dave123. But let's see. Let's see if it logs in. So I've just changed my user credentials. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take you to and then again, so I have it here as a note. You know, make sure you get rid of your you know, of your old user the old objects you know that had your user credentials. So okay, there you go. You know, I'm able to log in, successfully log in. So in terms of so what's next? You know, this is if you wanted to execute you know scripts on you know on your you know on your you know on your using WLST, then basically let me get this thing open. As you can see, so this is actually my new server, right? This is my admin server that's up and running. So I'm gonna minimize this, bring up this new window. And basically, so here I have, you know, this is I have an example of how to execute a script later on. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you to just some provide some definitions. So you have this term, the current management object, which is CMO. So in terms of so what is CMO? What is CMO is basically a it's an MBIN object, and so you have so in terms of the WLST2, right? So let me actually just let me see if I can log in. So let me CD into my domain and service. No, actually, let me do it manually. Okay, let me CD into paste and then set WLSTNV and then Java Weblogic WLST. So what I was trying to say is that a CMO is basically it's an ambient object. And in terms of an ambient object, basically an ambient object has a hierarchy, right? And a hierarchy is more of a it's more of a structure. So basically, instead of an you know for an ambient object, you would have okay. So you have some attributes, you have some child object, and you have some I think yeah no you have attributes, you have child, you have child items, and you have objects, which is O. So it's AEO. So if you wanted to go through the ambient hierarchy, you know, otherwise known also as the CMO, the ambient or otherwise known as CMO, if you want to go to the hierarchy, then basically you'll be able to use the ls command to to figure out what the different objects or attributes are. So what I mean by that is, so I've initialized my WebLogic scripting tool, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to I doubt if I have any. There you go. I don't have anything on there. So if I was to say, let's connect. Let's connect to my, my WebLogic server, right? So WLS admin, and then it's Dave 1 2 3 4. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna take you through my mbin hierarchy. One second. Okay, connect. Uh, Let me do this. It should be connecting. I don't know why it's not doing that. This is perfect page. So it's not this. Just give me 1 second. WLS admin day 1 2 3 4. Let me see. Uh, Let me go to my one of my previous uh folders or files. Let me see if I can find WLST command. No. So apparently I cannot find what did I do with my with under management? No, 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 no. Okay, I think it should be this one. Step to start. Okay, connect to WLST. NM connect. So let me see. Connect Weblogic. So that's how you do it. But I'm not sure why it's not working now. Okay. Let me exit. Uh, let's try it this way. So then, okay, set WLS, env, okay, Java, WebLogic, WLST. Every time I'm gonna have to go to the store to node manager to start up my to connect to my WLST, my connect to my admin server. I mean, but you should hold on. Just give me 1 second. So connect OES admin day 1 2 3 4. So apparently, again, so I was using the wrong password anyways. So again, I'm connected to my admin server, you can see. So what I'm trying to say, what I was trying to show you is that, so you have an hierarchy, right? So basically, the server config will be referred to as an ambient object. So you have server config, you have domain, runtime. Let me see, domain. I think it should be this one, right? Domain. And runtime, no. Anyways, you have domain runtime. Man, you have GNDI basically, and also you have custom. So basically, these are all ambient objects, right? And they have their own hierarchy. By hierarchy, I mean you can you can do a general ls and get all the objects. So you can do a specific ls on the LSA, and I've already done a tutorial on how to navigate to these files. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disconnect from my admin server. Come back to my window. So, and if you ever find yourself just wondering, okay, so what is my what does this command do, or how do I get more information on this? So let's say, okay, so for this one, actually, let's do. So you have set, and you have get, and you have activate, right? You have activate, and you have multiple other commands. So if you wanted to figure out what these commands do, then basically you can basically just run the help command, right? You run a help, and then you put in activate, and it's gonna tell you, okay, so what does activate do? It's gonna give you a definition for it. Activate changes, okay, yeah, okay. So basically, you can use the help command if you're stuck and you're not sure what an WLST command actually does. So let's also do help. Let's see what happens if your server is online. So there you go. You have a long list of the different items that you can query. So you can query CMO, you can query config, you can query hierarchy. Let me see. Let me take that back. You can query the connect. You can query all these items using the help, right? So what I'm gonna do is, let me actually just do this. So I just saw server runtime, and domain runtime should also be here. Domain runtime. So apparently I was spelling it wrong. So anyways, what I'll do is, um, okay. So next, what I'll do is I'm gonna take you to how to basically, again. So in terms of making a modification, right? You have to follow these steps. And I'm gonna reconnect to my server, right? Connect WS admin, and then Dave 123. Okay. So I wanna see if I can modify, a listen port for my no more of an and the SSL listen port for my admin server. I've already done this in my previous tutorial, but I'll just show you, the different steps of the process. So ls, so I'm gonna cd into server, right? Cd, and remember you have to put everything else to be run to this. So do ls again. Cd, and then admin underscore 1. Run an ls again. And then so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for listen port, which is this one. But I'm not gonna do that for right now. I'm going to actually go to this SSL, so cd to SSL. Okay, and run an ls again. And then so if I wanted to, if I can just do a cd and go back and then run a cd and run for, look at my attributes or look at my my child items. They're different, right? One you can navigate into, and the other one you can basically actually modify. These are parameters that you can modify. So so if I wanted to make make any type of revision, right, or change the configuration, then I would go to the edit and then start edit and then validate. So after I validated, you know what, cd ssl ls cd admin server underscore 1 and then ls. So let me do this. I'm going to modify listen port. So edit. Okay, I'm getting edit session, right? But I have not, I really don't have any editing locked yet. So what I have to do next, I'm going to run a start edit, and then okay, so start an edit session. There you go. So what I do next, I'm going to modify. So I'm going to run set listen port to 7003. Or rather, I would have to cd into SSL of servers. There you go. cd into servers admin servers underscore 1 SSL admin server underscore 1. And then so what I can do is I can make the modification as a set listen port 7003. Modification's been made. So get listen port. Okay, 7003. So basically my the modification I just made is actually not committed yet. So if I wanted to commit it, I would run a validate to see if it's going to be, if the implementation for this new setting is going to be successful. So run a validate changes successfully. Okay. And basically, and so just to make sure that this is going to be a compatible, compatible, change that I've applied. So what I'll do next is I have the option of either just, okay, let me just save this actually. Saving all your changes. So after I've saved, then basically I have the option of either running an undo or to activate this, this modification that I've made. And if I come to my Weblogic console, right, so it's gonna give me the option to do it, over using the console. I can also do it, using the command line. So I'm not gonna make this modification. I'm gonna run undo to get rid of to not implement this this change that I've the change for my listen port. So undo. Sure, would you like to undo your changes? Yes. Okay. There you go. So that means that if I run get listen port, Let me do this. There you go. Back 7002. So what I'll do next is I'm going to basically just go back to server config. Actually, you know what? Let me give that domain one time. One time. There you go, domain one time. So I was misspelling it the last time. So let me go to server config actually. Okay. So what I'll do next is I'm actually going to take you to I'm going to show you how to create a domain, right? A domain using a domain template that comes with after you've installed the Weblogic software, right? So I'm gonna cd. First of all, I'm gonna cd into this, server I've been. And again, so I've already done that. But I need to I need to go to the offline mode, and then basically you have the option of doing the domain creation offline online. I'm gonna take you to the offline. I'm gonna take you to the offline mode. Let me do this. Disconnect. Yes. Okay. So next what I'll do is I will go into my actual file system. Inside my file system, I'm going to show you what my domain templates are. So it's going to be input file. So I'm going to go to this to see Weblogic 1 common templates domain. So these are my domain templates. So basically what I'll do is I'm going to create some domains from these domain templates, right? So what I'll do is I'm gonna create a domain for the diameter domain template. So what I'll do now is I'm going to first of all I'm going to cd into I'm gonna set up my admin server. So I'm gonna cd into server / admin server. Right? So cd server / admin server. Doing oh no, I have to set my domain environment first. Let me take that back. So what I'll do is let me see. I want to run read template, and then inside of read template, and if you notice on my for my directory, the directory paths, I have a /. This is only acceptable slash. I mean, slash, for your inside of the Weblogic server, the WLST tool. You can do this, or you can also do a double pipe backward slash. Either one of these two, will work. So this one is just, it's just this one, so it's shorter. So what I do is I'm gonna read template, and I'm going to go to this my base domain template, right? So I'm gonna copy this. The base domain is actually the WLS domain template. So copy that and paste that on here. Let me go to. So if you notice, it's gonna change from, it's gonna have base underscore domain now as my as far as my current ambient object. And then so what I need to do next, I'm gonna run add template, and I'm gonna add a template for my diameter domain, right? So let me do this. Let me run it. I'm gonna copy this and then paste it, and then so I'm gonna change this to. I've already created the geo1 domain. Uh, 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 the geo1 domain, the domain for geo1, and basically again from the geo1 template, domain template. So I'm gonna create diameter domain that jar. Okay. So what I'll do next is I'm gonna then cd into the servers and admin server that I was doing before. So cd into servers / admin server, and then I'm going to set my listen port. So if I was to just confirm what my objects are, that's not it. ls listen port up here. So set listen port. Let's say 7,001. Let's keep it as it is. Set listen port 7,001. Set listen address. Oh, okay. And then what I'm doing is I'm gonna create an admin server now. So create admin server and SSL path. Create admin server SSL. Okay. What? Oh, I forgot the single port. There you go. So I'm gonna do a cd into SSL / admin server, and then set enable to true, and then set the listen port for my SSL listen port 7,002. Actually, before I do that, let me do this. There you go. Okay, set listen port 7,002. Okay. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna have to basically just assign a password for my user, right, for my domain user. So what I'll do is I'm gonna just go back to my my the root of my NBN server. So cd, okay. And what I'll do next is I'm going to then cd into security / okay, let me do this. Cd security ls base domain, so cd to base _ domain, okay, base domain / user, and I have two users here, so let me cd into Weblogic. Weblogic. So what you're doing, you're configuring your Weblogic credential. The default the credentials for the default user, which is Weblogic. So cd into Weblogic ls, and I currently don't have any password for this, for my default. Again, Weblogic is the default administrator. So what I'll do next is I'm gonna run set password, and the password is going to be, um, let's say day1234. And the reason why I have I went with with 8 characters is that is the minimum number of characters that Weblogic that you have to assign for a password. If you do not, let's say if I was to do 3, it's gonna give me an and it's gonna have you looking at dump stack. If you were to look in the dump stack, then basically it's gonna tell you exactly what was wrong. So dump stack. But if I basically if I look to get my dump stack, so it tells you okay, the password must be 8 alphanumeric characters. So obviously I was not following that requirement. So let me just reset my password 1234. Successfully reset. So if I run the ls again, my password isn't set. So what I need to do now is I'm going to then run the set option, right? Set option, override domain, and then choose. Okay. And what I'm doing now is I'm just gonna write my domain. This is gonna confirm the domain creation. So I'm gonna copy this. So if you notice what I'm doing now, basically, so I went from using the common directory with the template site to actually go into the my user projects, right? So what I'll do is I actually didn't do it manually for you guys. So it's Weblogic server, and then so it's user projects, domain 1, and I'm gonna create my new domain right here. So I'm not gonna copy this because again, so this has a backward slash. I'm gonna just copy this one. So I wanted to just show you that where your folders are gonna where your domain is gonna be created. So copy this and paste it, and then I'm gonna put at the end diameter domain quote close parent. I'm creating my domain now. So if I come to my file system, this is going to be created pretty soon. There you go. And as I always tell you, all of these instructions are in the discussion section of the channel. I just don't just have I post many different items, right? Not just the tutorials, the instruction for the tutorial, but I also post findings for errors that I come across. So definitely do check that out. Okay, so my domain was successfully created. So then what I'm doing now is I'm going to close my template. Close template. There you go. And yes, so basically my template has been, and again, so I'm all set. I have a new domain. I can go to the domain, this domain, and do some configuration, configure the password, the many different things that the listen for and all those items. So what I'll do is I'm gonna stop here for right now, and then I'm gonna pick it back up. And next time I'm gonna show you how to create custom commands for your for WLST. Thanks so much for watching.